Hello, I'm Aiko and welcome to a Pixelmon Generation tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to customize price and item for your NPC in Pixelmon Generation. Today is gonna be for server owner, not for the player shop. I'll show how to set up player shop in the future, but for now, we're just gonna talk about how to create an NPC shop. All the information you need will be linked in the description down below. So make sure to check that for any useful resource. The most common use for NPC Shopkeeper for Pixelmon Generation is you sell TM, DM, mail, battle item, breeding item, and evolution item, as well as berry and Pokeball. So those are usually the common thing that you want to set up. I'll be showing you step by step, and I'll be showing you by making an NPC myself with the tag breeder, as well as apicorn in one NPC. So I'll be showing you. Make sure to watch the video from start to end. I'll explain everything. So this is me, this is my server. I've set up a bunch of custom NPC. As you can see, they are selling item for a certain price, and I can sell item that isn't Pixelmon. For example, this grass block, I can sell this for the set price. Okay, for the first step is I'm going to show you how to enable the external JSON file. You need to enable the external JSON file in order to make a custom NPC. If not, it's only going to go with the default NPC. So let's do that real quick. Go to your FTP file manager or FTP file access, depending on what server hosting site you're using. I'm going to be using Apex hosting, but you can use any file editor like FileZilla if you want. I also have a Wikipedia page pulled up in case anyone got question, and I'll explain what the shopkeeper is and everything you need. So this shopkeeper Wikipedia will be linked in the description down below, as well as the external JSON file. It basically tells you everything you need, but not very detailed. I'll go into detail in a bit. Once you log in, go to your config file and look for the Hocon file. That's the one that you're going to need to set up. So scroll down until you see it. If you have Pixelmon Generation installed properly on your server, you should be able to see the pixelmon.hocon. It looks like this. Yeah, pixelmon.hocon. If you don't know where it's located in the config file. Yeah, config, and scroll down until you see it. Your Hocon file should look different than mine. I have other mods set up, so my Hocon file is different, but it shouldn't affect the settings inside. You want to use the search feature to find external file. You want to use the search feature. On your keyboard is Control F. I don't know about Mac user. So type in external file. Okay, just go external and then scroll down until you can see external file. External JSON. Okay, external JSON. So scroll down until you see external JSON file. Turn the external JSON for NPCs right here. It is the 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the fourth line. This by default it should be false. You want to turn this to true. It's, from false you type it to true, and you're done. Just go turn it to true. Click save. I don't need to save because I already have it, but you click save and restart the server, relaunch the server. By doing this, the server is going to create a new file, create a new folder. The new folder is going to be called Pixelmon right here. It's called Pixelmon. Click on it. Okay, click on it and you will see the new folder inside. It's called NPCs, and this will be the file that you need to edit in order to add new NPC. So I'll go over all the basics. So first, let's go on how to add a new NPC. Let's go in. That's where you need 3 file editor. You don't need 3, 2 is enough, but I prefer to go with 3. I'll show with just 2. So I'm gonna log in as well on my second page. Once you're done logging into the second tab, go to the Pixelmon folder, the NPC, and then you need to edit the NPCs.json. The NPC.json should be located outside, so click edit. I'm going to put this on the right side on the of the screen. This is my NPC.json. By the way, I'm a little bit sick, so don't mind me and my voice. Scroll down until you see Shopkeeper. Okay, scroll down right here, Shopkeeper. Scroll down until you see Shopkeeper, and I want to add a new NPC. I have thought about what NPC I want to add in game. Is going to be the breeder. So you want to go in here, copy one of the already existing preset and paste in a new one. There we go. I paste in another utility shop, which is a custom made one for my server. Now, once you paste in a new name, this is gonna represent a new NPC. So you need to do the same for the file. So you have to go into the Shopkeeper folder right here. Shopkeeper folder. I haven't saved yet. Now I need to make a new file that is called, let's call him breeder. B-R-E-E-D-R. Okay, breeder. There we go. Or I can just call anything I want. Maybe I want to go for apricot seller. Apricot seller? Yeah. Maybe I can go for apricot seller. So it's going to be A-P-R-I-C-O-R-N. Let's go and make the apricot seller instead of the breeder. Okay. If that's the case, I'm going to have to copy one of the existing one. Your folder should only contain Pokemon main 1 all the way to spawn 1. So you want to copy one of the file. I'm going to copy, let's say, spawn 1. And there is a difference between Pokemon main, Pokemon second, and spawn. You want to be using the spawn, not using the Pokemon main or Pokemon second, because they already have pre-existing and predefined structure. So if you want to edit that, it's easier. So let's say you want to have medicine, then you go with main shopkeeper. They're going to be presets there already. You just need to tweak it. So it's less work. But if you want to add custom stuff, for example, you want to sell dirt block or wood block, then you have to make it into a spawn NPC, because there is no pre-existent and they don't spawn in the world. Example in game is like this. Medicine, Pokeball, and battle item should be used and edited with the main shopkeeper tag. Secondary shopkeeper should be TM and male, and spawn shopkeeper can be anything you want. They don't spawn naturally. You have to set up where they spawn and how they spawn. By default, they spawn in plains biome and mountain. Those are the default location, but their spawn rarity is extremely high, so you're not likely to see one of those roaming around. The next thing I'm gonna do is to copy a file. I'm going to copy spawn1 US English US. Okay, language. So you want to copy this file right here, spawn1. Click on it. Click copy. And now you want to rename the spawn1 file to whatever file you want. I don't want to name it breeder because I changed my mind. I want to go for apricot seller. So this person is going to sell apricot. So if you type apricot here, caps locks doesn't affect much. You can go with caps or without caps. I like to keep my stuff without caps. But spacebar, you have to replace it with an under line. Yeah. So don't use spacebar. Instead, use the under line. Okay. I'm gonna copy apricot and put it here. Copy and submit. Now, in my NPC file, I have a NPC shopkeeper named apricot, and in the shopkeeper file, I have a file that is called apricot_en_us .json. Okay, so now both of them have a line. Let's click save. They both exist in the game and in the world. So now we have added a new NPC into the server, into the existing file. Okay. By the way, you don't have to restart your server for this. It's better if you just do poke reload. This is going to reload your Pokemon file, your Pixelmon Generation file. So there you go, poke reload. Now, you need to be in creative in order to do this. So get yourself a NPC editor, make a shopkeeper. Right-click the shopkeeper and select the file. Right here, as you can see, I have a new file added in. It's called npc shopkeeper.apicon. So I'm gonna click on this. By default, it doesn't have a skin, it doesn't have anything. It's just gonna be whatever you copied it as. I'm gonna go for a skin. I'll show you how to change the skin, the name, the welcome, the goodbye, and the item, as well as the price, and other misinformation inside. Okay. So first, that's the new NPC that we just added in. So this NPC right here, as you can see, correlates to one file. Actually, correlates to 2 files. And we're done with the NPCs.json. We're done with that. Now we can back. This correlates to the Apicon JSON as well as the shop item JSON. The shop item JSON is located in NPC shop item. So right underneath the NPC, when you create the external file, this should be right there. Okay, click edit for the shop item and click edit for the Apicon file. I want to try to keep this video short, so I'll make it fast. Let's explain each one. The type. There is 3 types. Like I said before, you want to use each type depending on what you're going for. So for the type, I recommend going for spawn if it doesn't exist already, if it doesn't have a category for it. Yeah, if it doesn't have any of the 5 category here, just put it to spawn. That is the safest option. So biome. Biome basically means where it can spawn naturally. By default, it spawns in plain and extreme hills, but you don't want that, so you can delete it. You don't really need it spawning anywhere. If you're trying to make a shop location, if you want it to spawn naturally in the world, then you can put in a location. I don't need a pre-existing location, so I'm just gonna delete it. This works with Biome Plenty as well, but my server does not have Biome Plenty. I do not like Biome Plenty. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that. The texture is basically going to be the skin that is going to use. The skin that the NPC will use. Gnome Trader or Spawn Trader. As you can see in game, I have used all the default skin. There is a way to do custom skin for the NPC, but it's really annoying and the mod doesn't optimize well for it for server owner, so people have to download a resource pack to do that. So until they add a more convenient way to do it, I won't be showing the custom skin method. You can go into the Pixelmon Generation Discord and ask around how to do it, but it's really annoying to use custom resource pack skin. So I'm going to show for this Apicon, I want to get a skin, so I need to decide what skin I should use. The way that I decide is using the NPC editor. Go to chatting NPC and look through all of this skin. For me, I think I already decided one of them is going to be the let's see, let's go for costume, and let's go for Eevee. Yeah, Eevee looks really cool, so we're gonna go with Eevee. So how do I get the skin for this one? It's already by default existent in the Pokemon resource pack, in the Pixelmon mod. Yeah, it already pre-exists in the Pixelmon mod. All I gotta do is get the .png. So let me grab the PNG. The way you find the PNG is to go back to, I'm gonna get rid of the shop item. I'm gonna show you. So before I show the shop item, go back into npc.json. Go back into npc.json. So whatever skin you like, using the chat NPC right here to see what it looks like, and if you like it, I like this Eevee. I'm gonna go search Eevee. So there we go, Eevee. Okay, PokeFan_Eevee. Just copy that name and paste it into the blank spot. Yeah, place it in here to replace a Gnome Trader. I'm not gonna need to skin, so I'm going to delete the second part. You need to make sure you get rid of the comma. If it is only one thing, then you don't need a comma. If you don't get rid of the comma, it's going to give you an error. So make sure to get rid of the comma if it's only one sentence, if it's the end of that code. Okay, so that is the texture explained. So if you want to see the skin in game, all you gotta do is click save. Yeah, all you gotta do is click save, wait until the server save the file. Then you can go back in game and click Poke Reload. And that will successfully reload the Hokan. Now you can get rid of the NPC just like that. I want to get rid of this. Okay, get rid of the NPC. Create new shopkeeper. And I'm going to select Apricon. Now you can see we have the skin that we wanted for the Apricon NPC. Okay, let's call you Umiko. I like that name. Very cute. Umiko. Yeah, sounds like a name fitting for a shopkeeper. Definitely match Apricon seller, maybe. I don't know. I just like Japanese stuff. I'm a total weeb. And you can have multiple choice. I don't want multiple choice, so I'm going to delete the line. But if you want more than one, you can pick the both option. It goes random. I'm just gonna delete it. Make sure to delete the comma. Now I'm gonna explain the item. This is where you are going to put the custom item into the NPC. So in order to change the price, you need to look at the shop item.json, not the apricon.json. So over about the shop item.json, well, I'm gonna explain that first because it's more important than this one. The item isn't as important. Okay, so I'll make this full screen so it's easier for you to see. I'll make it back later. First is the name. The name, basically you need to put the ID of the item. For example, apricon. I'm gonna get all the apricon into my inventory. Okay, there we go. That's all the apricon. When you hover over it, okay, first you don't see this. Normally you don't see that. What was it to disable it again? Okay, it's F3H. Yeah, F3H. Normally you only see the name of the apricon. You don't see the tooltips of the apricon or what the actual server ID name of it is. By the way, another mod that also helps you a lot is just enough item. This mod really useful. Okay, in order to enable it, you want to do F3H. F3H will show you the tag. So you want to copy that. Pixelmon red underscore apricon. Yeah. Okay, let's go and do that. Pixelmon, I want to make a new one because I don't want to get the existing item. I want to make sure I have a new item. So good rod right here doesn't get affected. We copy and paste that. I'm gonna put it up top. Replace it with apricon. By the way, you want to control F to check to see if apricon exists already. If it does, then you don't need to make a new one. If it doesn't, you can make a new one. It looks like Pixelmon by default already has a apricon default setup, so we don't need to make a new one. But if we want to make a new one, for example, let's see. For example, this Welmer Pal. Okay, I'm gonna go with PAIL. Okay, PAIL doesn't exist, so let's go and do that then. Yeah, let's add that one single item to begin with. The price, the buy prices means how much you buy. The sell price, how much you sell. I wanna go for 10 and 100 for the Welmer. So I need to write this down. Misspelling does affect it. Capitalization doesn't matter. You can have it caps or no caps. It doesn't care about the caps or not. It just cares about the space bar. So make sure to use the underline instead. Okay, whatever it's called. I'm not too good at that. I'm also going to change the ability in a bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, Welmer Pal. There you go. Copy. Now I need to make this smaller so you can see both sides. Now we're back to both. I like to do this slowly so everyone can understand what I'm doing. But if you understand everything, you can do this really fast with two like this. And if you have like 2 monitors, you can just drag and drop and have the game over on your second monitor to reload the file. And you need to make sure you save once you're done. If you don't click the save button, everything doesn't work. Yeah, nothing works. Okay, buy sell. There's also additional tag, additional 3 tag. There's the ID, there is the item data, and there's the NBT data. So I'm gonna explain each one. ID, it's going to be let's just give this example. Okay, those are different. We need to look for an item that has the same. For example, let's go for this wood merchant right here. This lumber. Everything here, it's they're all called log. Yeah. Let's log. Oh, they don't have that. Jungle. Okay, there we go. For some reason, wood. Okay, I'll just go for wood then. Doesn't seem to wanna work. Okay, they're all called log, as you can see. Minecraft log. The only difference about the Minecraft log, it's the data. As you can see, this one is 0, this one is 1, this one is 2, and this one is 3. So they all have different tag. In order to know what to do, the ID and item data correspond together. By default, item data are 0. But if you want to make item data 1, for example, I want to go with spruce wood instead of oak wood. Yeah, I want to go with spruce wood. All I need to do is change the item data to 1. By default, it's 0. So you just copy this in, paste it. The Wikipedia shows you how to do this very easy. And the ID you want to make it make sense. Every single item can have a unique ID. So ID caps lock does matter. So make sure you have the ID copy and paste it instead of typing it again. So you want to make sure, let's say I want spruce wood. Then I just have the ID to be spruce_wood. And I'll copy that over to this right here. The name takes ID as well. So if you have, let's say, I'll go for down here because I already made the wood. I don't want to make it again, but you can do that again if you want. Control F to make it look fast. No, this one. Control F, wood. Okay, for example, right here, spruce log. The name will be Minecraft log. They are all Minecraft log, so there's no way to tell by their name. So the ID is gonna be higher priority, higher weight. So you use spruce wood and put it in here to replace the name for your NPC file. So shop item dictates the sell and buy price of the item. The NPC file tells the NPC what they sell and buy. But usually the sell is global, which means you can sell any of the shop item to any of the NPC, but you can only buy the item from certain NPC that you set up. And the item data, like I said, this one is jungle wood 3, birch wood 2. Buy price, sell price. That's very easy to understand. Now here's a little bit more complicated. NBT data. I won't be going in depth about the NBT data, but basically this is used for enchantment. Enchanted book or custom items such as a secret armor scroll or a daily quest or a story book or some kind of land deed or right. And there's a lot more options. So NBT data has a lot more versatility, but it doesn't look very good. For example, this right here, secret armor scroll, I can buy this, and I can have custom data set into it. Yeah, I can have custom data set into the scroll, so it'll be doing certain tasks, certain things for me. Good use of this is a good example is probably enchanted book. Let's do that for example, since I already made one right here. So Instead of secret armor scroll, I'll just replace it with high pixel. No, not high pixel. Copy that, replace it. Okay, here's an example. I'm gonna do Minecraft under enchanted book. Book, because all the enchanted book are the same. They are all called enchanted book. If you look here, enchanted book, yeah, all of them are called enchanted book. Let's say I want to get mending book, a mending book. You need to get the ID of the mending book. It all works the same way as the Minecraft vanilla, but there's one special item that is the custom icon. I'm not gonna talk about the custom icon because I haven't figured out the custom icon yet, but the NBT data, the NPT data wiki shows you what you need to do if you know how to do the give command, and there's a very useful website that I use to make custom enchantment and custom item, and I'll link that in the description for you to use as well. It's this website right here, give command generator. It's really useful. Make sure to select 1.12.2 since Pixelmon Generation is running on 1.12.2. So enchantment, you need to do enchantment, ID, and level. I already have that pretty set. The ID is going to be 70 for mending, and the level is going to be 1 for mending 1, and the price I want to buy and sell it at. By default, this one is 0, so we don't need it to exist. It could be, it doesn't need to be 1. So save this file. Once you're done saving this file, you can copy and copy this ID in. So I'm gonna copy mending over here, and I'm gonna copy Pixelmon Well over here. So now the NPC is going to sell a mending enchantment book, but I don't recommend doing this way because you can't see what enchantment from the shop. There's no hover tool. Yeah, there's no hover tooltip. So I recommend using Carrot Shop for selling enchantment or selling unbreakable item. Carrot Shop is much better. Okay, now I'm gonna explain multi and rarity. Multi means the price range. There is it goes up and down. Multi 4, which means the price is gonna fluctuate 4 coins in 4% in each direction, 4 coins in each direction. And this is also using Poké Dollar. Everything that we're doing is using Poké Dollar. I have a resource pack on, so I can't see it very well. I'm going to turn off the resource pack to show you the Poké Dollar. Okay. But your server owner, you should know what Poké Dollars are and how to set up economy for this to work. By default, if you don't have an economy plugin, it's going to use Poké Dollar regardless. So you should be fine with the default settings. Okay, let's explain multi and rarity. Multi just means the price fluctuation. Every day, the price is going to change. It restocks every day. Multi 4, which means it can go 4 above average or 4 below average. It goes by percent if I'm not mistaken. The wiki doesn't really tell me if it goes by percentage or it goes by something else. I'm gonna guess it's going by percentage, which means a multiplier of 4. It can go, let's say I set it to 10 coins. It can go as high as 14 coins, or it can go as low as 6 coin if we have that multiplier. I'm going to not use the multiplier at all, so I'm gonna set the multiplier to 1. If you remove the multiplier, then it'll go by default by 1. Multiply by 1. Rarity goes from 0 to 1. 0 means it's never gonna show up, and 1 means it's 100% going to show up. If you want to make a server shop item, I recommend putting it to 1. Let's say you want on 20% chance for this Welmer pal to show up in the shop to be purchasable. Then you want to put this to, if you want 10%, you put this to 0.1. If you want this to show up all the time, put this to 1. It multiplies by 100 for percentage. So value of 0 to 1. I want the rarity to be 1, so I'm gonna just put rarity guaranteed. By default, I think it's 1 if it is a spawn type. But just to be safe, you can put rarity 1. If you don't want rarity 1, just remove it. And make sure to remove the comma as well. If the comma exists, the code doesn't work properly. So make sure to remove that. The mending book, I'm going to show it with the mending book. The multiplier, I'm going to go with 2. And the rarity, I'm going to go with 0.5, which is 50-50. Every new Minecraft day, it is going to have a 50% chance to show me if there is a mending book or not. Make sure to click save. If you don't click save, it doesn't work. Okay. After you click save, it should all work just fine on the server. Poke reload. Make sure to poke reload. Refresh the item. Okay. And also, as you can see right here, this is my Poke Dollar. I have 10 million Poke Dollar. Yeah, I need to get rid of that 10 million. Easy way to do it is with an economy plugin. You can pay yourself or virtual pay yourself. Okay, let's right click, and as you can see, the Welmer Pal is here and the enchanted book is here. If I check back into the multiplier, you can see that multiplier can go up to 2, rarity is 0.5. This one is guaranteed. So if I were to get a new Minecraft day, I don't need to do that. I have an NPC editor. So I just right click, refresh, which is the same idea as a new Minecraft day, refreshing the item. Now it's gone. It's a 50-50 if I can get the enchanted book or not. Let's see. Okay, yeah, 50-50. Now we try it again until we can get it. There we go, now it's back. Okay, hope that explains, hope that tells you and you have a better understanding of the rarity and multiplier. I'm gonna put the rarity to 1 by the default, and I'm gonna remove the multiplier. There we go, removing that. And yes, you can see right here, it doesn't show like no description found for this book. If I were to buy this book, it's going to be a mending book. So as you can see, I now have a mending book. Yeah, so there you go. NBT tag, that's basically the work of an NBT tag. If you don't do the NBT tag, it's only going to give you protection 0 enchanted book. Protection 0 enchanted book is by default. If nothing is done, nothing is changed. Okay, I'm gonna sell it back, the enchantment book. Okay, I don't recommend doing enchanted book this way. I recommend you going for a chest shop. I'll do a tutorial on player chest shop and admin chest shop in the future. For now, this should be fine. Yeah. Sponge plugin is very complicated. It took me a while to learn. So I'm not a professional. I'm not a coder. I'm just a normal server owner that wants to help like anyone. So they don't need to spend so much time like me researching, trying to figure this out. Took like a long time to understand everything myself and trying to figure it out. Okay, let's go back here. And now let's continue on. What I was doing, let's scroll down. If we want to make a custom NPC that only sells apricot, all I gotta do is remove the mending right here. Remove, I don't need to remove everything. I just need to replace everything. So copy and paste everything. Delete. Now, copy this one line. I think there's 8 apricot, so 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we go over to the shop item NPC, and now we type in apricot. There we go, apricot. Apricot doesn't have a buy price. If it doesn't have a buy price, then you can't buy it. You have to have a buy price. It will be -1, which means you can't buy the item. You have to have a buy price. A sell price just means if you can sell it or not. A buy price is required for the NPC to buy. So it doesn't give you an error. I want to buy one for 100 each. Yeah, buy for 100 each and you can sell one for 10. No, that sounds like pretty expensive. I'm gonna put it down to 5 sell and 50 buy. Now copy and paste that into each and every existing apricot. If it doesn't exist, you can just copy and paste it. Like I said, make sure to know the comma. If there's some line underneath it, comma. If there's none, no comma. It makes sense, and you have to do this. It's tedious, but it breaks a lot of code, and you need to be very, very careful to make sure, because one of this being wrong will affect the entire script. Now I also remember to talk about priority. Okay, before I forget, I'm gonna tell you about positioning and priority. So let's go for a quick example, a stupid example. No, okay example. Okay, let's say I wanna have, I didn't double check if something already pre-exists somewhere up top or somewhere down below. And I have two of the same thing, two red apricot. And the price for this apricot in the bottom is different. Let's say this one is gonna be 150 for 150 buy, 115 sell. Which one is it going to use? It's going to use the bottom one. So whatever new item you're going to add, you want to add it at the bottom of the page. It'll take higher priority. If you don't want to change the pre-existing one, you want to override it, then it'll take the lower red apricot price instead of the higher, older one. So if you want to update it at the bottom for priority. But I highly recommend you just use the search feature and edit pre-existing one to not make your server heavy. Coding is annoying like that. Okay, so it won't use the 50, it will use the 150. There you go. Hope you understand that. I won't be showing example for that, but let's continue on. Now I'm just gonna copy everything from here over. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Yep, simple. This also works with other mods. So instead of using Pixelmon, you can use Minecraft, you can use Barmo Plenty, or use, let's say, Tinker's Construct, or Magic, or I don't know, Sky Factory stuff as well if you want to make a custom server like that. Just anything for the prefix and then the item ID. With F3H. Okay, white, pink, green, blue, yellow, and red. It seems like I have one extra. Okay, just delete the extra. Make sure to delete the comma at the end of the sentence. Make sure to get rid of that comma. With the comma, it's gonna give you an error. Oh, variation false. Okay. Oh yeah. So if you don't want it to fluctuate, you can also do the variation false, which just means it doesn't go up and down in price. I'm gonna put that in. Okay, let's put the variation false. There you go. That's gonna prevent it from going up and down in price. And that's it. There's not much else I can show you. I have explained the ID, item data, name, NPT data, how you can get the skin, the name, the greeting, the goodbye, where to get the file, how to get this folder, the Hong Kong file. So that's basically it. So if this video helps you in any way, make sure to hit that like button. Comment if you have any question about this tutorial. And yeah, there we go. I accomplished my goal of getting an NPC that sells apricot. Just like that. Very lovely. Hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.